Brent, Origin number one tonight, mate. Queensland going as overwhelming favourites. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think so. It's not too often that over the years you'd sit down and compare both teams on paper, and Queensland would be, have a better team on paper. But it's a bit of a role reversal for Queensland. But mate, look, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's an Origin game, and they'll have to go out and get the job done.
Where do you think they have an advantage, if you can see, other than on paper?
I think Billy Slater, the coach, has, shown over the last couple of years that, how wonderful he is as an Origin coach, and his preparation's always spot on. And, I'd expect it to be no different, come tonight. He's pretty meticulous in the way he prepares a team, and he just gets Origin. So, I think tonight they'll be ready to go, and Billy will have them fired up and ready for a really good performance.
When you say that, look, he's an Origin coach. He knows what it's all about, and he's got all of that. He gets Origin. Just explain that just a bit further for us, please.
I guess we had a great coach in Mal Meninga who took over in 2006, and what Mal did in Origin was create an environment in camp which you love being a part of. And the other thing Mal did was got buy-in from the players around what it means to play for Queensland and the impact that it has on the state. And, I see Billy Slater have a lot of similarities to what Mal, discussed and talked about when we were in camp all those years ago. And, I think Billy's got this group really buying into what it means to play for Queensland. And once you pull that jersey on, you've got a real responsibility to represent, the people of Queensland. And I think Billy's, encapsulated that and been able to, I guess, articulate that to the group where they're able to buy into it and they love it and respect it. So, that's the great thing about Billy. I think he's created a wonderful environment in there that they all really care about the Queensland jersey and they know what it means.
Brent, is it because people in Queensland care about Origin much more than they do in New South Wales? Is that a factor?
Oh, mate, I do think it means more to the Queensland people than New South Wales. I don't think that's... I think on a whole it does. It literally stops Queensland, the state of Queensland, come tonight. Everyone will be sitting down and watching Origin, even if you're not a rugby league person, more often than not, you'll sit down and watch Queensland play on State of Origin night. So, I don't know, mate. It's a really hard one to articulate and talk about. Even for me as a kid growing up, it's a part of your childhood. It's just ingrained in you and you love it. And, for me to be able to talk about the experiences of playing for Queensland, sometimes it is really hard to put it into words what it means. But, I guess, mate, we just care about it more than them. I'm not sure if that's a right thing to say or not, but look, as I said, the whole state tonight will be right behind the Maroons.
How different is it playing Origin than it is, say, playing for the Kangaroos?
Look, I think the standard of international footy over the last few years has really risen. But certainly when I played, State of Origin was another level, more than club and international footy. I mean, it was the absolute best of the best, from both states. And, the speed of those games and the passion and pride that it's played with is like really nothing else that I'd experienced. So, look, the games that you're playing in Origin, the speed is another level. Like it really does go up a few notches. And as a player, it takes a couple of games of Origin to sort of get your head around how fast it actually is. And but as I said, international footy these days is the standard that's really risen as well. But from my experience, mate, there's nothing like the intensity of Origin.
Brent Tate is with us. Well, you played 23 Origin and you played 26 times for Australia. You played for well over a decade for Queensland. So it's these players look better when they've got those jerseys on than they do for their club sides, or is that just because they're surrounded by the best players?
I think there's a bit of both. I think you obviously playing with the best of the best, so that brings your talent to the fore. I think in the past, players that have only gone okay at club level get into that environment. And again, I talk about the environment that gets created by the coaches like Mal, in the past, and Billy, where, I don't know, you just thrive in it. You get into camp, you really enjoy the build-up. There's a lot of pressure and expectation, but sometimes that can bring the best out of you as well. So it's a pretty unique environment, State of Origin footy. It's not a place for the faint-hearted, that's for sure. And mate, it's I'm sure tonight some of those guys playing for Queensland will, they'll put their best foot forward and go and do the state proud.
I think this is why we like it so much, even on this side of the ditch, because sport is emotion, and this particular fixture, this particular series, just seems that's what it thrives on.
Well, that's what it's built on, mate. It's built on, the hatred between the two states, the pride and the passion that the players have for the jersey. That's how Origin was built. So, look, it's been like that since day dot. It's not going to change. There's a genuine hatred between the two states when they get out on the field, and you're right. That's why we all love it, because sometimes that spills over, and the pride and passion that the players have, and mate, it's just such a wonderful spectacle. And as I said, as a Queenslander, mate, it's just a part of your childhood. It's a part of growing up. It's almost a rite of passage, I guess.
Brent Tate is with us. We're talking Origin number 1 tonight. It is in Sydney. This state against state, mate against mate. How does it feel like to play against somebody who might be your teammate, or they might be a Kangaroo teammate, but they're just an absolute enemy when they're wearing the blue jersey?
Yeah, you just want to rip their head off, to be honest. That all goes out the window.
Yeah.
I guess if it's your club, mate, you want to get one over him, even a little bit more. And, once you get